I see a red light. Butchy Poo is on the air. I hope. Hi, boys and girls. It's me, Butch. My name is Terry David Silvercloud. You can look me up. I have a big digital footprint out there for sure. Today is Wednesday, the 28th of November, 2018. Here in Vancouver, it's a gray, rainy day. Not too cold. We've had a really mild, it's been mild so far. Anyhow, in my old age, I'm 74. I'm quite reclusive. I live alone. And who knows how long I'll be alive. I'm old. So to keep busy, I work on my art. I paint. This is what I've been working on today. Been working on a whole bunch of them for a while, but I'm trying to finish them all, and that's the one I was working on. So I paint, and I make videos about my ideas in theoretical physics, and I make videos about my opinions and feelings, and that's what I'm doing today. Are we there yet? No. Yeah, so it just keeps me with something to do and trying to just keep busy. I'm a photographer. I'm a really good photographer, retired one. So the other day in the news, let's call this up. I'm going to make this bigger. The news was that John Allen, A-L-L-E-N, Chau, C-H-A-U, I don't know how to pronounce it, was last seen last week. That's not very good. What's that, alliteration? Last seen last week when he traveled to the forbidden North Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal to try to convert the island's residents to Christianity. The Sentinelese, as they are known, have a decades-long history of repelling outsiders, a fact that is near certain to make the journey to find Chau a treacherous one. Now, when I heard that, it called up to mind, to me, Ferdinand Magellan. Let me comment on the young man. You know, as far as I'm concerned, he did us all a favor and eliminated himself from the gene pool. I have zero sympathy. I'm a militant atheist. I think religion is evil. Religion killed him. His own codependent, self-righteous personality killed him. People that are into religion are ignorant, fearful people. That generates superstitions, and the next thing you got yourself a religion. People want to believe what they want to believe, and they don't want to face the truth. The truth is, life is hard. This planet is a hellhole, and if you're lucky enough to live, I'm poor. I'm really poor, but look around you. I live in luxury compared to a vast majority of people in the world. At least I have a roof over my head and a government pension so I can buy some food. Where was I? So this young guy who believed God would save him or something, who knows what. You know, he was obviously extraordinarily stupid. Reminded me of Ferdinand Magellan. So let's get on with Ferdinand. Ferdinand and the missionary were following Jesus, or thought they were following Jesus or something. Who knows? Jesus came along, you know, a couple thousand years ago, and he was either totally wacko, one of many preachers preaching at the time. He wasn't the only one, but the combination of events got him the headlines, and here we are 2,000 years later, and he's still making headlines. Jesus came along at a time where he could see that the Pharisees were making a killing financially and every other way off the Jewish people, and he either wanted a piece of it or he just wanted it to go away. It doesn't matter at this point. The thing is, all Jesus had to do was come up with a better deal than the Pharisees were offering, and that was easy. He offered free religion. You didn't have to pay anything to join. Nothing. Free is a very good price. Free is a very good price. With the Pharisees, you had to come up with all kinds of things you had to come up with. since the time of Jesus, subsequent brand new versions of Jesus' religion, like the Jehovah's Witness and the Mormons, somehow they decided that God has to get a cut of your income too, but that's another story. So Jesus, he offered not only free religion, but bonus prize. If you order today, you get to live forever. This was brand new. If you were Jewish, and even if you're a good Orthodox Jew today, when you're dead, you're dead. So that's why you got to make good of your time alive. Whether the Jewish people like it or not, they're truer to a philosophical belief that all is one, all is connected, every single person, you, me, you are God, I am God. I'm a physicist, and I can tell you, because I'm a solid object, there's a law in physics called the Pauli principle. It says two solid objects can't share the same space at the same time. So in all this infinite universe, you can't be exactly where I am, exactly inside my body at the same time. So getting back to Jesus, Jesus offered living forever, and all you had to do to collect was join the religion, believe in him, and you're good to go. When you die, you're good forever. I don't know why anybody would want to live forever. It beats me. I wouldn't want to live forever. This earth is a horrific place full of horrific human animals that are just so hypocritical. I can't believe it. Religion is the perfect crime. It's sanctioned by government. It has government protection. It's the perfect crime. Mind you, you have to have the correct religion. If you had the wrong religion, even today, if you have the wrong religion in the wrong place, I don't think you want to be a Jew living in the Gaza Strip, and you don't want to be a Palestinian living in Jerusalem, that kind of thing. You get what I mean? You wouldn't want to be Protestant living in a Catholic area, or Catholic living in a Protestant area. Their more merciful God will kill your more merciful. It's just such a pile of effing crap. You know, religion is for ignorant, fearful people, which breeds superstition, which breeds religion. Where was I? I was going to get around to Magellan. So Magellan, this is the story of Magellan. So I don't have all the historical details down to a pat. You know, there was something, I might have missed something in there. Geez, I hope not. So Magellan, he was Portuguese, and he was a very nasty kind of guy, and he got some Spanish money backing, I guess, and got himself more than 3 ships, at least 3 ships. Doesn't matter for the sake of the story. And he wanted to find a route to a new spice route, because this could make everybody very wealthy. And they don't seem to have taken a lot of weapons along with them, but they took a lot of booze. They had definitely a crap load of booze. And so they set off, and he managed to circumnavigate the south end of South America and has the Straits of Magellan named after him. But when they arrived in the Philippines, old Ferdinand's religious streak came out, and he was determined to convert the locals to Christianity as he went. And he was very much like the Pilgrims when they arrived in North America. Just by chance, there were warfaring tribes, I'll call them, against each other, and the Pilgrims happened to land in a place where there was a local group of natives who were on the verge of being wiped out by the people all around them. So the natives realized it'd be a good idea to try and align themselves with the Pilgrims, and maybe the Pilgrims could help them out. And all in all, they survived their first winter, and eventually the Pilgrim, they just survived, and the Mayflower went back to England, and without any return goods. And the idiots who backed the whole thing, they obviously didn't have a clue what the Pilgrims were up against. So old Ferdinand, he where were I? He see how I got astray there. He arrives in the Philippines, and sort of has the same situation happening as the Pilgrims did, that some tribes are opening to, yeah, God is good, yay for Jesus, that kind of stuff. And but there was a couple of tribes there having none of this religious crap, kind of like Vlad the Impaler. He impaled missionaries on the roadway to his kingdom. We don't want your God, go away, or you'll be on a poke through your gut too. So Ferdinand, he aligned himself with the friendly God is good natives, and decided to attack the God is not so good natives to convince them, oh, God will kill you if you don't convert. If God doesn't do it, we'll do it for God. We're going to kill for God. That's what Ferdinand was up to. And he was stupid enough not to have allowed for the tides, and not knowing the lands. Their boats didn't reach dry land. They got run aground hundreds of yards or so offshore in 2 or 3 feet of water, many of them wearing their swords and their armor-plated vests and things, and had to start slogging it out with the natives, who were basically they were either naked or wearing loincloths and lots of speary, sharpy things. And old Ferdinand got caught up in a duel apparently with one of these spear things, and couldn't even get his sword out of his scabbard, and took a spear to the gut and died in the Philippines. The whole point of this is Ferdinand never did get to sail around the world. No, maybe finish that story in a second. Well, that's what I wanted to remember. Yeah, that's important when I'm telling you about the story going back, because it's got one of those cruel ironies in it. Cannibalism. Remember me talk about cannibalism. So Ferdinand, he didn't, he thought God would be on his side, and God said, I'm out to lunch later for you dudes. I had it with all of you. And Ferdinand died. God didn't save him. Jesus didn't save him. He was just a bonehead idiot. So the rest of the crew, it's why it's such an interesting story. They had at least 2 ships left. I think they had 3 ships left. And the crew was divided on whether they should go back the way they came or continue on without Ferdinand. They hated Ferdinand anyway, so good riddance to Ferdinand. They'd already had some kind of mutiny, and Ferdinand let it be quite brutally known that he was having none of that. It's like no more merciful beheadings. Keel hauling was a common punishment in those days. You usually didn't live through it. I was in the Navy. I was a submariner, lieutenant in submarines. And keel hauling, what happens is a rope is passed underneath the ship to the other side, and you're usually naked, and your hands are tied by ropes and your feet, and you are dragged underneath the ship to the other side of the ship. And the bottom of the ships would have just been covered in barnacles, so you'd be cut to crap. So if there were any sharks following the ship, you might get gobbled, or you just might bleed to death. You didn't very often survive a keel hauling, and if you did, you were just very, very lucky. Where was I? So the Ferdinand sailors, they were trying to decide whether to go east or west, and one group was just too terrified of the headhunters, and they wanted to go back the way they came. So they took at least one of the ships and headed back across the Pacific. And the irony is here, they got to a point where they were starving to death and had to resort to cannibalism to survive. Most of the crew died of starvation and sickness on the way back. The ship or 2 ships that went back around Cape Horn, around Africa, they managed to make it back home to Spain, and they did some accidental trading that turned in the Indian Ocean on the way that turned out to be profitable. They picked up stuff that they thought was crap, but they took it anyway, and it turned out it made them some money. But Ferdinand did not make it around the world. Magellan did not make it around the world. Jesus did not come to his rescue. God did not come to his rescue. Religion is the perfect crime. I hate religion. Creators have no right to own anything forever. If you invent something, you don't get to own it forever. If you have a child, you don't own it forever. That's just ridiculous. I can see. I'm trying to get my camera to focus here again. Here I am. It's an autofocus webcam. So did I cover it? What am I up to? Nearly 15 minutes. That's got to be long enough. I think I covered it. The story of Jesus, he just came up with a good game. Magellan and the missionaries. I'm a physicist, a scientist, and I can tell you the world is in deep, deep poop. This is a world full of barbaric animals called humans. That's why I'm so reclusive. People are hypocrites. In my old age, you can't be my friend. I don't allow you to be around me if you don't meet a whole lot of requirements. I don't have to meet your requirements. I'm not codependent. I don't do codependency. I don't do sites like Facebook or Twitter. This is about as social media as I get. And if you want to leave a nasty comment, I don't give a crap. At least I know you watch. Sucked you in. So that's Butch's message for today. Religion is evil. Evil, evil, evil. Government sanctioned evil. Butch is going to shut up. And I'm up to 50 minutes and 46 seconds. Bye from Butch.